Matt, what's the latest?
Well, we're still seeing some stronger winds coming to our area right now. Currently sitting at 75 degrees, feels like 75 as well. But as you can tell, that wind is picking up a bit, currently at 28 miles per hour. And we're still seeing these bands, multiple bands, wrap around this area, especially into the Hammond area. They're starting to get a good amount of that rain, especially the Platte. They're under a flash flood warning right now, as well as parts in New Orleans as well. Most of New Orleans is right now in a flash flood warning, so they're getting heavy bands, and with that are coming some stronger winds as well. So if we pan out a bit, hey, this storm is still staying very organized as it makes its way more inland as well. Still staying as a Category 4 hurricane at the moment right now. So still very strong and still very, look at this, look very organized eye right now in center rotation as well. And as we zoom in a bit, like I said, those rain showers are very heavy right now. And some of those showers are going to start to move into the Baton Rouge area as well, even into the Hammond and Covington area. So soon, and right here in Baton Rouge, is going to start getting those heavier bands of rain as we go into the evening hours and as well as into night hours. So FUTURETRACK right now, we'll see it still sitting around. It's moving slow right now, just around 10 miles per hour right now as it moves into pretty much Sunday around 10 p.m. Still, as you see, we saw it just around Gonzales, and it's going to make very slow movement, probably about 20 to 30 miles move it from here to 10 p.m. So we're going to slowly move, pretty much see this this hurricane move out of our area going into Monday around 12 a.m. possibly. And even as we go into tomorrow as well, hey, it's going to be a slow moving storm, and that's going to open up the opportunity for plenty of rain as we go into tomorrow as well for our FUTURETRACK, and they'll pretty much move out of our area just around Tuesday possibly, but still bringing some heavy rain as well as into Monday, just around 12, possibly 9 inches in Hammond. Hey, we may see more than this, so I'm expecting pretty much more rain than we're seeing on this FUTURETRACK right now. Possible more rain, especially in Hammond and New Orleans area. 13 inches in New Orleans right now, or for our FUTURETRACK, but possibly more inches of rain will be possible for the Baton Rouge area as well as Gonzales area as well. So just remember, river forecast right now, we are seeing Comey River just around 2.5. So we aren't any flood, pretty much flooding scales right now. But as we go into the evening hours as well as tonight, that rain will start to creep up a bit and kind of stack up a bit in those river stages. So just remember, if you're watching right now, know where these rivers are around East Baton Rouge as well as in other parishes as well. Know where the Comey River is. Comey River just around Jer Road. That's around central, pretty much central Baton Rouge, so just around the Florida area as well. And just remember, Amite River, that's right at the border where East Baton Rouge Parish and Ascension Parish as well cuts off. So remember, hey, if you live near these areas, make sure you have a plan just in case they do in fact flood. And we'll keep these numbers updated for you as well as we go into the evening hours as well as tomorrow. And with that, watch out for power outages. New Orleans seeing a lot of power outages right now as we go into the evening hours as well. So as we go into pretty much, look at this, it goes way into as well as New Orleans and Mississippi as we go into the evening hours. And as Keith joins me right now, we're going to check out storm surge. Still a big problem right now is Grand Isle, 12 to 16 feet, Keith, right now. So yeah.
The most dangerous part of the hurricane making landfall is at the coast with the storm surge. Of course, with your animation that's showing the storm with the strong winds basically acting like a bulldozer and pushing all that water up against the coast. On top of that, we're still looking at the potential for waves that could be destructive.
Exactly.
10 to 15 to 20 foot waves on top of the storm surge. I already have reports of storm surge levels being as high as 7 to 10 feet, of course, east of the track of where Ida is, where that onshore flow continues, Matt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and with that, even tornadoes, still seeing tornado watches just around east, just well into Mississippi as well as in some parts of Alabama, just around the Mobile area. But for us, we're staying safe right now, but that could change as we go into pretty much the evening hours as well.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see a huge tornado threat here in the Baton Rouge area. It's always a possibility, but along into the east of the track, in the landfalling areas of the hurricane, that's where you're going to have enough spinning in the atmosphere along with the friction of the ground to cause that spinning to at least have that pretty high possibility of having isolated tornadoes. Of course, we're going to see very strong winds here in the Baton Rouge area, tropical storm, hurricane force, which will likely cause tornado-like damage. But where do you go if there's a tornado, Matt?
Well, you don't go to the outside parts of the house. You go to the most interior part, which will be kind of this depiction, this animation right now. It kind of looks like a half bathroom, but hey, any of these bottom floors right here or these bottom sides right here, they all have windows. So make sure you do not go to any room's windows, because those windows could break from flying debris and possibly injure you as well. And if you have a big living room, hey, they could have a back door or a front door and a window as well. And that could be very, very dangerous for your well-being. So try to make sure you go to that possibly maybe pantry as well, or interior half bathroom as well, Keith.
Well,
so, yeah.
I mean, like you were saying with that bathroom, you've got a small room, so it's structurally more sound. It doesn't have any long runs of ceiling. Number two, there's pipes in the walls around the bathroom, which also add an extra dimension of tightness to it. Texas A&M actually did studies on that, and finding that that actually is a very positive thing, not only interior room, but a bathroom, because it's got a lot of extra piping in the walls. And you've got the bathtub that you can take shelter in and cover yourself if it comes to that. So if there is a tornado warning, again, the threat will be primarily east of Baton Rouge. You need to be prepared for that possibility.
Yeah, so storm surge warning as well. So a lot of these warnings are still in effect, and they keep on getting renewed, and we'll keep that updated as well. But most of these warnings and watches keep getting renewed throughout the hour as this storm is not weakening. Well, we have seen winds kind of weaken a bit, but as far as category-wise, not weakening at all, Keith.
Not a whole lot. In fact, from landfall, Matt, we were 150 miles per hour at landfall, and the last advisory about an hour ago had us down to 130. Still Category 4, but only a 20-mile-per-hour drop. Now, we are beginning to see some indications that the storm is starting to weaken a little bit quicker. Let's hope that is the case as we continue the evening hours. But still, here in Baton Rouge, be prepared for that possibility of damaging winds, as well as some excessive rainfall that could lead to some flooding. Let's go back to you guys at the desk.